Life is a grand stage, my friends, a magnificent theater where each of us plays the leading role in our own unfolding drama. But let me tell you something, not all performances are created equal. Some shine brightly, commanding respect and admiration, while others, well, they fade into obscurity, barely noticed by the world around them. Now, I want you to lean in close and listen carefully, because I'm about to share with you a truth that can transform your life's performance from a forgettable amateur act into a standing ovation-worthy masterpiece. Are you ready? Here it is. People don't respect you unless you remove these 4 habits from your life. Oh, I can see the skepticism in some of your eyes. You're thinking 4 habits. Is it really that simple? Let me assure you, my friends, it is both that simple and that profound. These 4 habits are like anchors, weighing you down, keeping you from soaring to the heights you're truly capable of reaching. Let's dive into the first habit, shall we? It's a sneaky one, often disguising itself as a friend when it's actually your worst enemy. I'm talking about procrastination. Now, procrastination isn't just about putting things off. It's about betraying your future self. Every time you say, "I'll do it tomorrow," you're essentially telling your dreams, your goals, your very potential, "You're not important enough for my time right now." Imagine for a moment that your life is a garden. Procrastination is like deciding not to plant seeds in the spring because you're too busy, too tired, or simply not in the mood. Then, when autumn comes around, you look at your barren plot with confusion and disappointment, wondering why you don't have a bountiful harvest. The successful, the respected, the admired, they plant their seeds every single day. They know that today's efforts are tomorrow's fruits. But how do we combat this insidious habit? It starts with understanding that motivation doesn't precede action. Action precedes motivation. You don't wait until you feel like running, put on your shoes and step out the door. You put on your shoes, step out the door, and then almost magically, the motivation to run appears. Apply this principle to every area of your life. Don't wait to feel inspired to start that business. Start it, and inspiration will follow. Don't wait until you're in the mood to have that difficult conversation. Have it, and you'll find the words you need. Don't wait for the perfect moment to begin your fitness journey. Begin, and you'll create perfect moments along the way. Remember, my friends, procrastination is the thief of time, and time is the stuff life is made of. When you procrastinate, you're not just putting off a task, you're putting off your life. Now let's move on to the second habit that's robbing you of respect. Making excuses. Oh, excuses. They're like a warm, cozy blanket on a cold day. They make us feel better in the moment, shielding us from the harsh reality of our shortcomings. But just like that warm blanket, if we stay wrapped up in our excuses for too long, we'll miss out on the beauty and opportunity waiting for us outside. Making excuses is essentially abdicating responsibility for your life. It's saying, "I'm not in control here. My circumstances, my background, my limitations, they're calling the shots." But let me tell you something, my friends. The moment you stop making excuses is the moment you start making progress. I once knew a man who always had an excuse for why he couldn't succeed. "I didn't go to college," he'd say. "I don't have the right connections. The economy is bad. I'm too old to start now." On and on it went. A litany of reasons why success was out of his reach. And you know what? He was right. Not because any of those things actually prevented his success, but because he believed they did. Contrast that with another individual I had the pleasure of knowing. This person faced more obstacles than most. Born into poverty, battling a physical disability, and facing discrimination at every turn. But do you know what set this person apart? They refused to make excuses. Instead of saying, "I can't because," they asked, "How can I, despite," and that simple shift in mindset made all the difference. You see, respected people understand that success isn't about having an absence of problems. It's about having better problems. They know that every excuse they make is a brick in the wall standing between them and their dreams. So they stop laying bricks and start breaking them down instead. The next time you catch yourself making an excuse, I want you to stop and ask yourself, is this excuse more important to me than my dreams? Is this story I'm telling myself worth sacrificing my potential for? I think you'll find that the answer is always no. Now let's tackle the third habit that's keeping respect at arm's length. Inconsistency. Inconsistency. It's like a leaky faucet. One drop at a time. It doesn't seem like much. But over time, those drops add up to gallons of wasted potential. Consistency is the bedrock of respect. It's what turns actions into habits, habits into character, and character into destiny. When you're consistent, you become reliable. And reliability, my friends, is a rare and precious commodity in this world. Think about the people you respect most in your life. I'd wager that one quality they all share is consistency. They show up day in and day out, rain or shine. They keep their promises, not just to others, but to themselves. They don't let their emotions dictate their actions. Instead, they let their commitments guide their emotions. I remember a young entrepreneur I once mentored. Brilliant mind, big dreams, boundless energy. But there was one problem. He was wildly inconsistent. One week, he'd work 80 hours, fueled by enthusiasm and caffeine. The next week, burnt out and discouraged, he'd barely put in 10 hours. His results, unsurprisingly, were just as erratic as his efforts. Sat him down one day and shared with him a fundamental truth. It's not about intensity, it's about consistency. I told him I'd rather see you work a solid, focus 40 hours every week than alternate between extremes. Success isn't built on occasional Herculean efforts. It's built on small, consistent actions performed day after day, week after week, year after year. And you know what? He took that advice to heart. He created a schedule and stuck to it, regardless of whether he felt motivated or not. He treated his work like a professional, not an amateur. And within a year, his business had not only stabilized, but was thriving. Consistency isn't flashy. It doesn't make for exciting stories or viral videos, but it's the secret ingredient in every success story you've ever heard. It's what separates the one-hit wonders from the legends, the flash-in-the-pan businesses from the industry titans, the fad diets from true health transformations. So I challenge you. Pick one area of your life where you've been inconsistent. It could be your health, your relationships, your work, your personal growth. Now commit to showing up for that area every single day for the next 30 days. No excuses, no days off. It doesn't have to be a huge time commitment. Even 15 minutes a day will do. But it has to be every day. Watch how this simple act of consistency begins to transform not just that area, but your entire life. Now let's address the fourth and final habit that's standing between you and the respect you deserve. Negative self-talk. My friends, the conversations you have with yourself are the most important conversations you'll ever have. They shape your beliefs, your actions, and ultimately your reality. Negative self-talk is like a toxic friend who's always whispering in your ear, telling you you're not good enough, smart enough, or worthy enough. And just like you wouldn't keep a friend like that in your life, you can't afford to keep that voice in your head. I want you to understand something fundamental. You will never rise higher than your own self-image. If you see yourself as a failure, guess what? You'll find ways to fail. If you see yourself as a victim, you'll find ways to be victimized. But if you see yourself as capable, resilient, and worthy of success, well, then you're already half. I once worked with a talented writer who was paralyzed by self-doubt. Every time she sat down to write, that negative voice would pipe up. Who do you think you are? It would say, you're not a real writer. No one wants to read what you have to say. And so day after day, she'd stare at a blank page, her dreams slipping away word by unwritten word. We worked together to reframe that inner dialogue. Instead of, who do you think you are? We changed it to, you are exactly who you need to be to write this story. Instead of, no one wants to read what you have to say, we reframed it as, your unique perspective is valuable and needed in the world. It wasn't an overnight transformation. Changing ingrained thought patterns never is. But slowly, surely, she began to write. And as she wrote, her confidence grew, her self-talk became more positive, which led to more writing, which led to even more positive self-talk. It was a beautiful, self-reinforcing cycle. Today, she's a published author with a growing readership. But more importantly, she's at peace with herself and her craft. She still has doubts. We all do. But she doesn't let those doubts define her or dictate her actions. So how do you begin to change your self-talk? It starts with awareness. Pay attention to the things you say to yourself throughout the day. Would you say those things to a friend? To a child? If not, why are you saying them to yourself? Next, challenge those negative thoughts. When you catch yourself thinking, I'm not good at this, reframe it as I'm learning and improving every day. When you think, I'll never succeed, change it to every setback is teaching me something valuable for my eventual success. Remember, your mind believes what you tell it. So tell it empowering truths. Tell it that you are capable, that you are worthy, that you are enough, because you are, my friends. You absolutely are. Now, I want you to imagine for a moment what your life would look like if you eliminated these 4 habits. Picture yourself free from procrastination, always taking action towards your goals. Envision a life where you make no excuses, taking full responsibility for your circumstances and your future. See yourself being consistent in your efforts, showing up day after day, building momentum and credibility. And imagine the peace and power that comes from positive, encouraging self-talk. That life, my friends, is not just a fantasy. It's available to you right now, today, if you choose it. And when you make that choice, when you commit to removing these habits from your life, you'll find that respect from others and from yourself naturally follows. But let me be clear. This isn't about impressing others or seeking their approval. True respect, the kind that matters, starts with self-respect. When you respect yourself enough to stop procrastinating, to stop making excuses, to be consistent, and to speak kindly to yourself, you set a standard. You show the world how you expect to be treated. And the world, more often than not, will rise to meet that standard. Now, I can see some of you shifting uncomfortably in your seats. You're thinking, this all sounds great, but it's easier said than done. And you're absolutely right. It is easier said than done. If it were easy, everyone would be doing it. But here's the thing. The fact that it's difficult is precisely why it's worth doing. You see, personal growth, the kind that earns respect and transforms lives, happens in the arena of discomfort. It happens when you push past your fears, when you do the things you think you can't do, when you keep going, even when every fiber of your being is screaming at you to quit. But here's the beautiful thing. Every time you choose action over procrastination, responsibility over excuses, consistency over comfort, and self-encouragement over self-doubt, you grow stronger. You build what I like to call your character muscle. And just like a physical muscle, the more you exercise it, the stronger it becomes. I want you to start small. Don't try to overhaul your entire life overnight. Pick one area, one habit to focus on. Maybe you commit to waking up an hour earlier each day to work on a personal project. Perhaps you decide to go for a walk every evening, rain or shine. Or maybe you start a gratitude journal, writing down 3 things you're thankful for each night before bed. Whatever you choose. Commit to it for 30 days. Why 30 days? Because that's long enough to see real results, but short enough to not feel overwhelming. It's long enough to start building that momentum, to start rewiring those neural pathways in your brain. And here's a little secret. It's easier. Those first few days might be tough. You might have to drag yourself out of bed or force yourself to lace up those walking shoes. But stick with it, because somewhere around day 10 or day 15, something magical starts to happen. It starts to feel normal. It starts to feel good. And by day 30, you'll wonder how you ever lived any other way. But what about setbacks? Because let's be honest, they will happen. You'll oversleep one morning, or skip a day due to illness, or fall back into old patterns of negative self-talk. When that happens, not if, but when, I want you to remember this, setbacks are not failures. They're feedback. Every time you stumble, you learn something valuable. Maybe you learn that you need to adjust your schedule, or that you need more support, or that you've been pushing too hard and need to be kinder to yourself. Whatever the lesson, embrace it, thank it. because that lesson is making you stronger, wiser, and more resilient. And resilience, my friends, is the secret sauce of success. It's what keeps you going when things get tough. It's what helps you bounce back from disappointments and setbacks. It's what turns failures into stepping stones rather than stumbling blocks. Now, as we near the end of our time together, I want to leave you with a challenge. I want you to make a commitment right here, right now. A commitment to yourself, to your dreams, to your potential. I want you to look at those 4 habits we've discussed: procrastination, making excuses, inconsistency, and negative self-talk. And declare war on them. Choose one to focus on first. Write it down. Share it with someone who will hold you accountable. And then take action. Not tomorrow, not next week, not when you feel ready. Now, today, in this very moment. Because here's the truth. There will never be a perfect time to start. There will always be reasons to wait, to hesitate, to put it off until tomorrow. But as we've discussed, tomorrow is the graveyard of unfulfilled potential. Your time is now. Remember, respect isn't given. It's earned. It's earned through the choices you make when no one is watching. It's earned through the promises you keep to yourself. It's earned through the standards you set and maintain day in and day out. You have greatness within you. You have dreams worthy of pursuit. You have the power to shape your life, your circumstances, your destiny. But that power lies dormant until you choose to activate it. And you activate it by taking action, by being consistent, by believing in yourself, even when, especially when it's difficult. So stand tall, square your shoulders, take a deep breath, and step forward into the life you are meant to live. A life free from the shackles of procrastination, excuses, inconsistency, and self-doubt. A life worthy of respect. From others, yes, but most importantly, from the journey won't be easy. There will be obstacles, there will be doubts, there will be days when you want to give up. But I promise you that it will be worth it. Every step, every struggle, every small victory will be worth it. Because on the other side of that struggle is the person you were always meant to be. You are capable of more than you know. You are stronger than you believe. You are worthy of every dream you've ever dared to dream. And starting right now, in this very moment, you have the power to turn those dreams into reality. So what are you waiting for? The stage is set. The spotlight is on. It's time for you to step up and give the performance of your life. A performance marked by action, responsibility, consistency, and self-belief. A performance that commands respect, inspires others, and leaves a lasting impact on the world. Your time is now, my friends. Seize it with both hands. Embrace the challenge. Welcome the growth. And watch as your life transforms before your very eyes. Remember, success is not a destination. It's a journey. A journey of continuous improvement, of constant learning, of relentless pursuit of your best self. And that journey begins with a single step. Take that step today. Take it now. The world is waiting for your unique gifts, your special talents, your one-of-a-kind perspective. Don't keep it waiting any longer. Step into your power. Embrace your potential and start living the life you were born to live. You have everything you need within you right now. The wisdom, the strength, the resilience, it's all there waiting to be unleashed. All you need to do is believe in yourself, commit to your growth, and take consistent action. So here's to you, my friends. Here's to your journey. Here's to the challenges you'll face. Here's to a life lived with purpose, with passion, with unwavering commitment to your dreams. Here's to the respect you'll earn from others. Yes, but most importantly from yourself. As we conclude our time together, I want you to take a moment to reflect. Think about the person you were when we started this conversation. Now think about the person you have the potential to become. The gap between those two versions of yourself, that's where the magic happens. That's where growth occurs. That's where respect is earned. Remember, change doesn't happen overnight. It's a process, a journey of small, consistent steps. Each day, you have the opportunity to move closer to your goals, to strengthen your character, to build a life you desire. It's not about making massive changes all at once. It's about making small positive choices consistently over time. Think about it this way. If you improve just one each day, over the course of a year, you'll be 37 times better than when you started. That's the power of consistent incremental growth. It may not seem like much day to day, but over time, the compound effect is truly remarkable. So I challenge you, start your win journey today. What's one small thing you can do right now to move towards your goals? Maybe it's spending 15 minutes reading a book that will expand your knowledge. Perhaps it's making one phone call you've been putting off. Or it could be simply taking a few minutes to plan out your day, ensuring you're focused on your priorities. Whatever it is, do it now. Don't wait for the perfect moment, because the perfect moment is a myth. The right moment is always now. Right now, in this very instant, you have the power to change the trajectory of your life. And as you embark on this journey, remember that setbacks are not failures. They're opportunities for growth, chances to learn and improve. Embrace them. Learn from them. Use them as fuel to propel you forward. You might be wondering, what if I stumble? What if I fall back into old habits? My friends, that's not just possible, it's probable. Change is rarely a straight line. There will be ups and downs, twists and turns. But here's the key. It's not about never falling. It's about always getting back up. Each time you catch yourself procrastinating, making excuses, being inconsistent, or engaging in negative self-talk, celebrate. Yes, celebrate. Because in that moment of awareness, you have a choice. You have the opportunity to change course, to make a different decision. And it's in those moments of choice that your character is built and respect is earned. Remember, respect isn't about being perfect. It's about being committed to growth, about taking responsibility for your life, about showing up consistently even when it's difficult. It's about treating yourself with kindness and compassion even as you push yourself to grow and improve. As you move forward from here, I want you to carry this truth with you. You are capable of amazing things. You have untapped potential within you waiting to be unleashed. Every day, you have the opportunity to take one step closer to becoming the person you want to be, to creating the life you want to live. So embrace the journey, embrace the challenges, embrace the growth, because on the other side of those challenges, on the other side of that growth, is a version of yourself that you'll be proud of, a version of yourself that commands respect, not just from others, but from yourself. Remember, the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. You've taken that step today. Now keep walking, keep moving forward. One day at a time, one choice at a time, one small victory at a time. You have everything you need within you. The strength, the courage, the resilience, it's all there. Trust in yourself, believe in your potential, and never, ever give up on your dreams. As you leave here today, I want you to hold your head high, stand tall. Walk with purpose, because you are embarking on the most important journey of your life, the journey to becoming your best self. It won't always be easy, but I promise you, it will always be worth it. So go forth with courage, my friends. Go forth with determination. Go forth with the knowledge that you have the power to shape your life, to earn respect, to make a difference in this world. Your time is now. Seize it, embrace it, make the most of it. And remember, every day is a new opportunity to take action, to be consistent, to speak kindly to yourself, and to take responsibility for your life. Every day is a chance to earn that respect from others, and most importantly, from yourself. You are capable of greatness. You are worthy of respect. You have the power to create the life you desire. Now, it's time to prove it to yourself. It's time to step into your power, to embrace your potential, to become the person you were always meant to be. The world is waiting for you. Your future is calling. Answer that call with everything you've got. Because you, my friends, have greatness within you. It's time to let it shine. Go forth and conquer. Go forth and grow. Go forth and earn that respect. Your journey begins now. Make it count.